Today on Stormwatch, we visit the culinary students as they prepare for an upcoming Thanksgiving feast. We learn more about suicide prevention at a seminar held at MATC. And we go on a virtual voyage through our solar system at Discover World. That and more today on Stormwatch. Good afternoon, MATC, and welcome to a special Thanksgiving edition of Stormwatch. Joining us today is Morgan Latona, a pre-pharmacy student here at MATC. Thanks for being here.
Glad to join you this special Thanksgiving edition of Stormwatch.
Tell me a little about the pre-pharmacy program.
Well, it's a tough program, lots of hard classes to transfer over to grad school. It's a lot cheaper to do it this way, thanks to MATC.
Well, that's very interesting. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. What are your plans?
Well, every year I try to cook a turkey, however I never seem to get it right. It's always too dry.
Well, you're in luck. Joe Ponto takes us to a culinary department as they prepare a traditional dish for the upcoming Thanksgiving feast. Let's take a look.
The culinary program at MATC is described by many as the best in Wisconsin. I went down to find out about the benefits of this program, as well as ask one of the chefs to show me how to bake the perfect Thanksgiving turkey.
Our culinary program here at MATC prepares our students for a really diverse industry, which we are a part of. It's really unique and ever-changing.
The program is filled with people of all experiences, and so I think something that somebody should know going into the program is that there are people like me who are older, and we've been cooking for 25, 30 years. But then again, there's also people who are 18 years old and honestly have never cooked anything, but they're into food and they want to learn. And this program kind of caters to everybody.
And in terms of career and opportunities, it's almost unlimited. We've had students after graduating decide they wanted to go to Europe and continue. My experience has gone up exponentially. I've always been able to slice a carrot, but now I can do a brunoise, dice, which is kind of fun actually. And so we talk about things like gluten and sugar, and we'll spend 3 hours talking about egg yolks. And again, I'm in this program because I'm interested in food, so therefore I dig that. It's pretty interesting. Okay, here we are, sports fans. One of the things you need to understand is just the physical structure of the turkey and where they hide these little things such as the neck. The neck they usually push inside. They make sure that those are both free. What I do is I take onions, carrots, and celery for inside flavor, gives you additional moisture, that type of thing. You can put some salt inside. Probably about a tablespoon or two would be adequate. A little bit of black pepper. Inside is good. You're not concerned about the black specks in terms of how it may look in the finished product. A little bit of a variation of a seasoning salt of your choice. And basically what I do then is I kind of just roll it to saturate. Generous seasonings, not excessive, certainly is what you need. And then rub it in good. Rub it into the skin, it'll receive itself very well. Take it over and repeat it on the back side. Be generous, as I said, maybe just a little more seasoning on the... And oftentimes they ask you to roast the bird up, breast side up, down. What is really the best method for roasting it? And really there's a number of schools of thought. What I like to also do then now is I'm going to put a little bit of water in here to give it a little bit moist and media while it cooks. You can't beat the turkey, so let's enjoy the turkey. We'll roast it, put it off, and be all ready tomorrow. How about that?
Sounds good.
Yeah! We're going to roast our turkey at about 350 degrees. for approximately 2.5 hours to 3. As you can see, we've got approximately 180 degrees, well within that safe temperature zone for cooking poultry. That should complete a nice turkey, juicy, ready for your family and friends.
Those students in the culinary program really know how to make a turkey look good.
That turkey is making me really hungry. I have a great idea. Imagine a virtual room where you're surrounded by Thanksgiving food.
That sounds wonderful. Actually, at Discovery World, they do have a virtual room that you can take anywhere in the world, including the solar system. Trevor Foley has more on this story.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. 10. Ground control to Major Tom.
And this is the Hive. What the Hive is a 3D immersive environment. It's a 4-screen theater system, opposed to a 1-screen theater or 3D show where objects are coming at you off of 1 screen. We have 4 screens where it puts you inside of whatever environment you can possibly think of.
This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare.
It could take groups in up to 5, and the program they run is about the solar system.
Through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way, and the stars look very...
Our solar simulation, we take you on a tour of our solar system where you get to go around the solar system and visit all the planets, and through the asteroid belt you get to see different comets, and we go around telling different facts about it. So it gives you that much closer, up close learning of the solar system, like you're actually there learning about it.
I can do.
The purpose of the Hives is to give people an opportunity to see where virtual technology is going. We're now so much advanced now that it's not just you can just read something out of a book or from hearsay. You can actually be a part of, you can actually manipulate the things around you.
This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade. And the papers want to know.
You can come into an environment like this and see the numerous of opportunities of what you can do in here and how it can expand our knowledge just from being inside of a situation like this.
Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way.
Anywhere from marketing to architectural, the purposes are limitless.
Wow, it's really neat. I think I'm going to try and get there after I eat my Thanksgiving dinner.
Don't forget to eat dessert before you go.
Dessert's my favorite part of Thanksgiving, especially pumpkin pie.
Speaking of dessert, there's a bake sale coming up here at MATC. Jerome Keneally has more about this tasty sale. Let's take a look.
Pie, rolls, fruitcake. That must be one thing. Thanksgiving is around the corner. Oh wait, isn't MATC Bakery having a sale? Yes, sirree. The MATC Bakery is closed Monday the 15th through the 19th and Monday the 22nd. But it's going to reopen on November 23rd for its Thanksgiving Day sale. So stop on by and get some pie.
We're going to be selling it up on the 6th floor of the main building in the bakery, on the east side of the building. And it's going to be all day Tuesday. It's going to be 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. or until sold out. And then 4:30 till 8 p.m. or until we're sold out.
Are working during their lab times to make the food for the Thanksgiving Day sale.
We'll be making 2,500 pies and about 400 pounds of bread, 200 fruitcakes, and maybe about 100 stolen.
Pumpkin and sweet potato pies for $3.25. Apple, blueberry, cherry, red raspberry pies for $3.75. Pecan and caramel apple pies for $5.50. Colored bread for $1.25. And then we're selling dinner rolls, 3 different kinds for $1.50 per dozen, and light and dark fruit cakes for $6.50 each.
Also, the MATC Bakery will be having a Christmas sale, which will occur a couple days before Christmas.
I heard we're going to be making Christmas cookies, different homemade Christmas cookies, and stolen fruit cakes, and all sorts of breads.
My stomach growling already. So stop by the MATC Bakery on the 6th floor of the main building at the downtown campus on November 23rd. This is Jerome Keneally reporting for Stormwatch for the MATC Times. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Those pies look really good. I should really pick one up to bring home for Thanksgiving.
As great as the holidays are, stress and family issues can lead to increased depression during the holiday season.
That's true, Morgan. Fortunately, some people aren't sure how to cope with these feelings.
This past week at MATC, there was a suicide prevention seminar. James Zoltek has more on this very important issue.
College can be a very stressful time in a student's life. You have assignments that are due, family to deal with, and you have to juggle work if you have it. And it never helps when someone is bullying you. The MATC Times decided to sponsor an event on just that. Sarah Aguadio explains more.
That's what it's going to basically be is an educational experience for people who attend and watch it on the web to educate people on the stigmas of bullying and how it can lead to suicide, and how bullying isn't just a school event, and how it can transfer over into the workplace, and also on guidance and a place for survivors of suicide to go to find places and resources that they can turn to as well.
Andrea Kurth did a presentation on raising awareness for suicidal people, and I asked her, what are some of the signs of a suicidal person?
Giving away prized possessions, feeling, maybe they're looking really depressed, feeling hopeless, actually, giving verbal clues saying, there's no point anymore, I'm thinking about it. There could be verbal cues, and a lot of it could just be behavioral clues, like, the giving away of possessions, getting, matters in order, maybe making a will, things of that nature.
What does Andrea hope people take away from this event?
Well, hopefully we just raised awareness and let them know that, hey, it is okay to ask. It is good for you to actually ask the question. You're not going to do any damage or plant that thought in somebody's head by actually asking it. And then also just giving them some tools in their toolbox to use of, what to do if somebody does say, yeah, I'm thinking about it, how to react to it, how to, persuade them to get help, and then, where to refer them to, where they can go for help and what they need to do.
Andrea Rodriguez talked about raising awareness for bullies in the school, out of the school, and in the work environment. Also, I asked, what are some ways to prevent bullying?
I think that being able to talk to a person depending on what age group you're at, and being very specific about what it is that they're doing that you see as being bullying behavior. For younger people that might be looking for an advocate, someone who can speak on their behalf if they feel like they can't really speak up for themselves.
Andrea made some very interesting points and ended the presentation with a quote, "Never be bullied into silence. Never allow yourself to be made a victim. Accept no one's definition of your life, but define yourself."
Did you know suicide is the second most common death among teens? It is a very important issue and everyone should become more knowledgeable about the warning signs of suicide.
This Thanksgiving, try to reach out and help someone who's down on their luck.
There are a lot of opportunities to help someone in need. Tony Cole takes us to the Service Learning Center to talk about how to help at different soup kitchens in the Milwaukee area.
The holiday season is here once again. No, not the Christmas season, but the season of giving thanks. Thanksgiving is here. And while you're home with family and friends enjoying a good meal, have you thought about the homeless and what they do on Thanksgiving? Have you ever tried to be a volunteer? Or do you know what it even takes to be a volunteer? Well, the Service Learning Center prepares you for just a situation.
The forthcoming event we're having is a Food for Today hunger simulation. It's in sponsorship with Hunger Task Force. It's basically an event where students will come and they will play it's like a role playing. There'll be a character, and the goal is how you feed a family of 4 every day. So everyone's gonna have different scenarios. Some people will probably be the people working in the Social Security office. Other people will be people working at the supermarket. Someone else will be the person with a family, and here's your situation on trying to get these services.
Students get a hard lesson and learn what it's like to be homeless and try to get help on the holiday season. They also learn that it's not as easy as they think.
Now, this is something Hunger Task Force does throughout different colleges, but it could help students where maybe a student is in a situation like this and they need to know the basic procedure and how it goes, and maybe they're afraid to ask. Maybe the student comes with this impression of, all you do is fill out a form and these people get free assistance. They don't even do nothing. Well, it's really complicated. You go through it, you have many obstacles, and this way students get an awareness of what the state of resources really is, what the reality is. Our projection is this is the 5th year we're doing a poverty event. They've done walks against poverty for the first 4 years. This one's gonna be more of a simulation. And we want this to be like an every year thing. And sometime, if it's not necessarily this simulation, maybe it'll be another type of event. But every year we wanted some type of education against poverty. And this is just continuing what's been going on for the past 4 years. But with the walk this year, we're doing something different. Just trying to find just different ways to get the students more awareness.
Eva Hagenhofer also works for the Service Learning Center. She talks about community challenges and the things that stop us from being more community organized.
Last year we applied for what was called a Broadening Horizons grant. And so through that we were awarded a No Child Left Inside grant. And what No Child Left Inside aims to do is connect students through their classes and coursework with environmental stewardship. And how we are doing that is through the teacher education program. We have a program, or a class rather, that's called Issues of Urban Teaching. And in Issues of Urban Teaching, we have identified what has been called nature deficit disorder as an urban issue. In other words, children, for a host of reasons, including scary neighborhoods and access and many other things, don't get outside enough.
At the end of the day, it's all about community organization and being a positive impact on your community. I'm Antonio Cole for Stormwatch. Now back to you.
I didn't know there were so many opportunities out there to help during Thanksgiving.
After you get done eating your Thanksgiving meal, you should get your family to help volunteer at a soup kitchen.
Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays. Lou Barnett talks to different students and teachers about how they celebrate Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is celebrated on the last Thursday of November and can date back to the 16th century. The times have changed, but the holiday has remained the same. Here at the MATC downtown campus to see how Thanksgiving ranks on their holiday list.
My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. Of course, there's a lot of cooking involved.
Prefer Thanksgiving this year, given the fact that my birthday is on Thanksgiving, would probably to go out and celebrate my birthday instead of Thanksgiving.
My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving because it's all about food. We love to cook food. The colors are nice and bright for fall. It's all about family. And you get to watch the Detroit Lions lose every Thanksgiving, so that's always a good thing.
And my favorite thing to make on Thanksgiving is my chocolate peanut butter cake.
No, I don't like Thanksgiving because it's always the same old, same old. It's never changing.
I make a buttercream icing and then I incorporate peanut butter, all natural peanut butter into the buttercream icing and just a simple chocolate homemade cake.
If I had to tell someone or convince them that Thanksgiving is the best holiday, I would say the 3 F's, family, food, and football. And here in Wisconsin with the Green Bay Packers rolling, it doesn't get much better than that. Seeing your family and eating a nice plate of warm food, it's the best. This year I'll be cooking the bird, some stuffing, some acorn squash, some mashed potatoes, all that good stuff. Green bean casserole, the works.
In this day and age, there are all types of ways to prepare turkey. This Thanksgiving, thinking about ditching the traditional way of preparing it, here's a few tips on different ways to cook your bird.
I have worked at MATC for 12 years, and then in January it'll be 13. My favorite holiday is probably Easter. We all go to my sister's house, and I do a lot of the cooking and baking. Some of the other holidays I don't get a chance to do that much cooking and baking, so that's probably one of my favorites. Thanksgiving has kind of changed the last few years for me because we now started going up north, and so I'm not with as much family. So I still make a big meal and we still have Thanksgiving, but it's just a much smaller scale for me than it has been in the past. Last year we did something different with the turkey. We tried turducken. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but it's a turkey and you stuff the turkey with a chicken, and inside the chicken you stuff it with duck. And then when you cut it, you have all 3 meats inside the whole turkey. So we tried that last year and it turned out really great. Put some wild mushrooms inside with the duck. So we did a traditional turkey, but a little bit of a different spin on that. Yeah, frying a turkey is a little bit more complicated than you might think. You can't just pluck it down into 5 gallons of oil. People don't realize that the volume that a turkey takes up, that oil kind of comes to the surface fast because it's so hot and it tends to boil over. So some people have actually had severe burns, and some people have started their part of their backyards on fire with their garages and stuff by doing that. So probably the first tip is to make sure that you have a turkey that is small enough to fit inside whatever you're going to fry in. And then also when you dunk that turkey down into the hot oil, making sure that you don't have too much oil that it has nowhere to go but up and over. Also pat down your turkey really well before you put it in the hot grease, because water and oil don't mix, so it'll make all that grease pop and flash. And so if your turkey is not patted down and dried off real well and you put it in that hot oil, it's going to make the oil bubble up and come up into your face.
No matter if you fry, boil, bake, or shake this Thanksgiving, make sure you enjoy yourself and your company, because we actually have more to be thankful for than we might think. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm Lou Ross, MATC, Stormwatch.
There is so much food to make, and Thanksgiving is a few days away, and I certainly don't have time for it. What are your plans this Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm probably going to watch some football, and I'm a bit of a gluttonous, so I'm probably going to be eating more than necessary. Yeah, you know, having more than one beverage, and taking a nap shortly after.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm going to be delivering food to shut-ins, people who don't have family to go to or have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to my family's in Fond du Lac. So it's about my Thanksgiving. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thanks again, Morgan, for joining us on Stormwatch.
Well, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure. I'd be more than happy to come back. But before I do that, I'm going to have to get at that bake sale for them pies.
I was thinking the same thing. Those rolls are pretty good looking too.
And fruit pies.
Well, that's all the time we have. Make sure to give back this holiday season. So long, and have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone.